Hello everyone, this is Munir and welcome to my channel Embedded Programming with Munir. In today's video, I will describe you the ESP-IDF build system. Here is the outline for today's video. So I will give you the basic definitions and then I will tell you some commands to build, flash, clean your project by setting appropriate target and appropriate ports. And then I will tell you what is the folder structure ESP-IDF follows and how you can add new components into it. And then I will list down some issues and provide their solutions. So starting from the basic definitions, then what is a project? A project is basically a directory that contains all your files, which are configuration files, your code files, and all the setup files. So these files are basically used to build and generate an app. App is an executable that is generated when after building your project. So ESP-IDF generates two apps. One is for bootloader and another one is for the project app. So bootloader is basically the first thing that runs on the microcontroller and after flashing it and then it launches the project app. Then we have different components in your code. These are modular pieces of code that are used as a static libraries and generated and linked with the app. So the target are basically the hardware for which you are going to develop the project. For example, ESP32 provides different targets like ESP32, ESP8266, ESP32S2, and ESP32C3. So let's move to practical implementation. So here you can see VS Code in your folder. So you can check different commands from the view and command palette. Here you will find all the corresponding uh, commands. So here if you want to create a new project, template project, you can go show example projects, build the project, and you can also use Flash to burn the project. So I will give you these commands along as we go along. So here I have created a Blink LED project. So let's place it in document directory. And here you can see the folder structure. So the .dev container .vs code, these are basically generated by only VS code, and these are used to set up the environment for using the VS code. But these two folders don't have any impact on building the rest of the project for ESP-IDF. If you are going to build from the command line, you need these two projects. Even for the VS code, if you are going to build from these two, you don't. These are just added for the configurations by for the VS code. Then you will see some other projects. This is the .python file. This is basically exactly same as it is .minc file. So you can delete this Python if you are going to develop with the C. So then you will find our CMake list.txt. This is basically the root file where you tell the ESP-IDF from where you will be starting from the build system. So project.cmake is basically responsible for building your complete project. So all instructions are in this file. Then you can give the name of your project and you can give the minimum required CMake version, and there are optional commands as well that you can integrate here. Then in readme file you can add anything, you can your descriptions, build system, hardware requirement and stuff like that. So there is a main folder where you can see main.c. This is the code from where it starts. So here you can see app main. App main is basically same as main of any your code. Then CMake list. Every folder almost in this contains a CMake list, its own CMake list, which is used to instruct the ESP-IDF build system that you have to include these things and what are the dependencies and what are the folder structures from that. So from here I am including the sources. So we have Blink example main.c and then include directory. Dot means the current directory, whatever is in the current directory you have to include it. Then you can tell the dependencies through the .yml file if you have external dependencies. So LED strip is been added for the 5 ESP-IDF 5.0 and the previous one did not have. So ESP-IDF, so you must Be careful of setting set expressive device target. So here we link it with the blink LED. So we can have different devices. So I am building for ESP32 ESP rover kit. So it has replaced sdk-config.old with the new configuration. So I have set up the target. So it has generated a new SDK config and put the old into this one. So now I go again into. So now let me set the frequency to 80 Hz and then 4 MB and save it. And then I go again to command palette and build my system. Build your project. So here it will take a minute around for the first time, and then if when the first time build is complete, you can go for the rest of the thing. So the project has been built successfully. So my video is going longer than expected, so I will create a part 2 of this video and will continue from this one onward. Thank you.